With me being a cosplayer, obviously, is just people recognizing you because you spend all this money, time, blood, sweat, tears, you're stressing, you want every single little detail to be right, and then you get here.
This is where the magic
Okay, so just tell me about these like
three.
the making process, why you made them. Just go geek over your cosplay.
Go geek on my cosplay. Or is he in there or is it just me?
If you both helped out on one, then yeah.
He actually did help out on these two.
Okay. So just talk about them.
Alright, cool. Tell me when you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Alrighty, so I am Bar Fox and I'm here. I want to show you some of my favorite costumes. I picked these three because I work with three of my favorite designers to bring these to life. And this is my Killmonger. And this is a combination of not only my idea and concepts in the comics, but I worked with three of my favorite designers just to pull this one look together. So I worked with Corey Isaac of Core Tunes. I worked with Walter Dean of Dean's List, and I worked with Marilyn Williams of Tori Mackay. So this I just love. I mean, Black Panther was coming out. I saw some images, and I was like, you know what? I love what they're doing with it, but I want to do the comic version because the comic version doesn't get enough play. And I had Corey design, and he just killed it. I mean, he did the mask. The wig, like he added the hair. At first I was wondering what I was gonna do with the hair, and I was like, what are you gonna do, Corey? I don't know what this hair is made out of, but it's okay, we're not gonna ask him. Thank you, Corey. But he knocked it out, and he did all of the skulls and stuff. And then we had Marilyn, she did this, left my knee out, thighs, and then Walter came in and finished it up and added all the finishing touches to it. Love it. One of my favorite costumes to wear. Now right here is Vibe. I'm a big fan of Cisco. And the first time I was going to do this costume, people were like, why are you doing Vibe? Nobody cares about Vibe. And I'm like, well, I do. And he's on The Flash. And I just love the character. So Walter, I brought the design to him. I was like, this is what I want to do. And I wanted to have a funky feel to it. I wanted it to be fresh. Something that I could actually wear. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to just wear it. And so we went with the comic New 52 version as opposed to the television version, because at the time I don't think the television, he didn't have a costume on television when I did this.
No
he didn't. Okay, so we went with the New 52 version, and this was so fun. So I wanted the whole quilted pattern. Mistake. We're whole vibes here. So we went with the quilted pattern. This was so hard for me to find. I mean, I don't know how many places to get this. We were actually going to just look for like table mats or something to try to pull the look together, because I'm a big believer in closet cosplay. I will make materials out of anything, which makes me almost a little of a hoarder sometimes, because I'm like, don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. I can have somebody make that into something. So we found all the different things we could do to pull it together, and it's just such an impeccable job. I love working with Dean's List on stuff. He knocked this out, and it's sexy too, because when we're cosplaying now, we have to be sexy. Nerds are sexy. Don't forget that, guys. Nerds are sexy. Mm-hmm. Nerds, they're sexy.
This was like one of the first costumes where I tried to do like intricate things. Like, I think this was before I even knew how to work with patterns.
Yeah, so
I use the shirt as a pattern to make this, and also the hood.
Okay.
I just used a hoodie to make this whole pattern right here. I used a vest, one of my vests, as a pattern to make this, and then I cut out all the little pieces, covered them up in fabric. But these were really nice. This was just like so fun, because like I said, this was like my introduction of trying to do like intricate things. It was fun just drawing all these designs and then figuring out how to get everything together. So that was
one thing I want to bring up. My cosplay is all about the wig and boots. So my wig game is on point. Thank you, Lil Mina. She has the hair always looking good. Even if we jump back to my Killmonger, I don't know if we showed before. I mean, it's like the braids. Like I send her any picture that I'm thinking of, and she makes it look wonderful. I don't know why this head is not falling down or holding up. There we go. She makes it look wonderful. So I definitely want to say that in the boots, go to Costumes, etc. They kill it. So over here is my version of a Raven. So this one I love. So this is my first attempt at doing gender bend. I was a little scared, and it was so hilarious because I was like, well, I talked to my designer. We came up with a look that we thought would look kind of like a warrior. We said at the time it was going to be more masculine. I don't know if it turned out masculine. My thighs are like literally out. I got some thigh boots. This is just covering the center. And at the time we were making it up, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gonna be like a warrior, but it came out really, really sexy. So I want to thank Fiona Leonard, Baroness Boom Boom. She killed it for me. And then this wingspan that she gave me when I put it on is amazing. So this is one of those costumes. This is the one I was talking about earlier, that when I stepped outside and I was in the air and I raised the wings up so it was just blowing and the wig was blowing and everything. I was just looking like I was in some movie, some superstars. Like, you know how you watch those movies and all the fans just start blowing on someone, and I felt great. So she really did some wonderful things here. She made sure she came up, she did this herself and cut that out. So we came up with a bodysuit that I wore that's form fitted to me, and we came up with a new belt style here. I don't think you're going to see this on any Raven, but we made a Raven, put this on, made this in between, more like a warrior. I love that so I have Velcro here to keep it on, and I also have some clamps to hold it on. So when I'm walking, because this is a heavy cape. So that made it really work for me. And the nice hood. And the materials that she used are just amazing. And this is absolutely one of my favorite costumes that I have here. And you know, I really came out the gate killing it with my gender bend. And since then I've done a couple more gender bend. I've done Black Cat, and I've done, what have I done? No, I've done one more. Black Cat, this one. I'm going to do Storm. Oh, and I've done Storm. How can I forget Storm? I'm sorry, Aurora. And I've done Storm. So this is what we do. And so my favorite designers, this is Fiona Leonard. This is Dean's List. We're going to get the heads together. And this is Corey Isaac, Core Tunes, and Dean's List, and Tori Mackay. And it's so wonderful working with people to get my vision, and they take what I come up with and they just expand on it, and they make it better, and they make it bigger, and they don't hold me back. So I love working with them. I love drawing stuff out. I love conceptualizing with them, and this is what I do.
Okay, so this was probably one of my favorites. We did Seb and Mia from La La Land, and I got to wear the shoes that are black and white. I don't remember what they're called. Oxfords, yes, Oxfords. I got to wear Oxfords. The dress was from a online store in China. So we bought like 2 of them, and they both came like extra huge, and it was just like falling off my shoulders and everything. So Cody actually sewed it and like tightened it and made it all fit together all nice and stuff. So that was pretty cool. We also do Timmy and Vicky, which is pretty cool because this is a child's t-shirt and it's super comfy, and it just really sums up our relationship because I'm a psycho sometimes. And yeah, so there's that. Working on Pink Power Ranger because Pink Power. And this is Kimmy Schmidt. This is one that I get noticed for quite a lot. Like either you get it or you don't. And yeah, I get to say funny things like dancing is about butts now, and alcohol's good. I like it. You know, things like that, which is totally me because I don't fit in and I act like a child all the time. Yeah, so... Oh, Black Widow, yes. Black Widow was my first cosplay. This is actually version 2 of Black Widow. Version 1 was a store-bought Party City version that we got for 50% off because the zipper was broken and we were poor college kids. So, yeah. But yeah, it's come a long way. We had light wire sewn into it for the Age of Ultron version. Or not, yeah. And so it lit up for the first couple of times that I wore it. And it just looked really awesome. But people got me confused and they were like calling me Tron. So I was like, I'm not Tron.
All right, ready to show us yours?
Let's do it. So
all right.
Let's go to my
yes.
workstation. Hey. So I want to start over here because this was the very first costume that I ever made. So like these shorts right here are literally the second draft of the shorts I made in my sewing class.
Who is this?
This is Huntress.
Oh, we've got Huntress right
Yes.
there. Wow.
So this is my version. So this is my very first costume I ever made. Made the shorts in my sewing class. I got an online tutorial on how to make the cape and brought it together. And I like to have action figures of all the costumes, all my cosplays.
Yeah, no, definitely have. I don't do that. I should probably do that, but I like that.
So I like having those close together there. So, and this was my first costume I ever made. Is a gender bend, and I like making gender bend costumes because it's like that's even more of an excuse to have free reign because you're not going to see the gender bend Huntress in the comic book. Mm-hmm. So I get to. That's even more freedom to just do it my way. And so, just like Bar Fox says, cosplay your way. I cosplayed my way, so made it. I guess like a masculine version of Huntress. So that was fun. And then the second costume.
Go right ahead.
The second costume I made for myself was also a gender bend.
You can come over. And...
Okay, so this was the second costume I made for myself. So this is my gender bend of.
Good old Storm.
Asgardian Storm. Right, so when Storm went to Asgard and she took over for a while. So she took over for Odin. She was Asgardian Storm, had the powers with her hammer. But so this was my version of the Asgardian Storm. So when I make a costume, I try to stick really close to the original. But then I have to put my own little spin on it as well. So that was fun. And this is another this is a wig that was made with made by Little Mina, Mina's Fashions. So I made the headpiece here. So this was cool because like when I first started working with thermal foams. So this was probably like my second project working with that.
Very
so that
nice.
Was fun. So some thermal foam and some craft foam, and then Mina made me a little mohawk wig to attach to it.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yes. And then old school Super Friends. A lot of people aren't familiar with that, but there's El Dorado right there. So here's my El Dorado. So this was cool. So a little more intricate. And I felt a little bit more comfortable working with the Wonder Flex.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do that. My cape.
The shoes are awesome.
Thank you.
These
so I got
boots are
some.
so cool.
Thank you. So I got some red wrestling boots, and then I made the centerpiece to attach to the front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it gave me the look that I wanted for that.
Oh, no way.
And then
we have
the traditional Black Lightning.
Yeah, so as everybody should know about Black Lightning by now. So this was like something I had to do. So I was so excited when the Black Lightning show started, and I was like, I need a Black Lightning costume. So I went ahead and I had to put one together for myself real quick. So some of these like I've made costumes different ways. Like some costumes I'll actually make the bodysuit, and then some of them I'll like purchase a bodysuit already made, like if I'm in a crunch, and modify it. So that's what I did with this one. I got myself a black bodysuit, and then it had like long sleeves with the hands attached. So I can cut those off, turn them into gloves. Cut this whole center part out right here, and added blue fabric and then the designs. So I like doing different things. So not everything has to be done one way.
No, it does not.
And then some bodysuits I'll actually make from scratch. And so like from beginning to end. And then I like working with other people as well. So
What is this?
This right here, so this is my forge costume.
Okay.
There's his head.
Ah.
That's a forge from X-Men. So I worked with Thrill Builds. He made this metal
Shattered
like
Images.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shattered Images. This is Shattered Images made this leg piece for me.
Very cool.
So that was cool. I like to do a lot with accessories. So this is like, actually, this is my X-Men belt. And I have an Etsy store as well.
Oh, cool.
So
Good to know.
A lot of, the X-Men inspired belts are like what's done the best for me in my Etsy store.
So the first cosplay I ever did is actually my most popular one. It's my Captain America. This one was a costume that I bought and then did a whole lot of modifications. So I did dyeing and everything to weather it. I added snaps to keep the pants up, padding to the shoulders to keep them stiff. Added a magnet to the harness, all that stuff. Right after that, I naturally moved to Spider-Man because why not? And that one was all puff painted by hand, all the detail and webbing, and that was about 3 months on and off of just puff paint, and I vowed I will never do it again. But the first one I really made, was my Johnny Storm, and I took one arm off of a morph suit and put it onto the other blue morph suit. This is all just craft foam denim and spandex for the shorts. Got Charlie, which the jacket was made by a friend, but I had the shirt printed custom for Mommy's Little Monster. And I actually sewed a red shirt on top and then did the stitching on top of there. Did all the painting on the gun. It's not an accurate gun, but it works for the cause. And the shorts were all dyed and painted. You can kind of see them. Because bleaching them and dyeing them didn't work well, so I did a fabric spray paint. In high school, I played Gaston. And the seniors, they always take their favorite costume from high school, which is it's kind of frowned upon. But the inside was a Wolverine kid costume. And it was just very, I don't know, it's close to my heart. So naturally, when the movie came out, I had to do the cinematic version. Which this was actually the first costume I sewed together completely from patterns. It was a pirate jacket that I had to do some modification to give it the lining, which I see now is starting to fall off. But cheated with Velcro and buttons, but I knew I was going to be wearing it at MegaCon in the heat, so I didn't add sleeves to the shirt. I just added the ruffles in the sleeve of the jacket and the collar just to keep it a little cooler. So that's a fun one. One of our most popular ended up being trolls, which we didn't expect at all. It's full body paint. We did each of the leaves by hand. The shorts, it's all fleece, so it's not hot. It's kind of cool. But yeah, we made the backpack as well. And on the other side, there's a little slingshot. But the poppy dress. But it's all fleece, so it's cool because you're not wearing a whole lot. But under the fleece, it's extremely hot in the Florida sun. That one we actually have prosthetic ears and everything for. Which just kind of adds a little bit to it. With me, I think sometimes the smallest details are the most important. Yeah.
That was perfect.
It was alright.
Anything else that you want to show, or was that pretty much it?
That's pretty much
Did
it.
you
Those
wanna
are
show any of the
the
heads?
big ones.
Jocelyn, would you like to
Do you have
show?
any masks you want to show? Helmets? You can pretend like you showed, I mean, you can like connect the,
Yeah.
show your Captain America
The Spider-Man.
helmet. Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We show all the extra fabric that we have.
Got lots of different wigs and helmets. This is the Captain America helmet, which I've never gotten to fit my face right, and I left it in the car and it flattened, and that finally gave me the excuse to heat it and make it actually fit my face right. But I actually had to cut along the side because I got a big head, and that actually let me put it on my head. But all the leather and everything was added. It's all painted by me. Since then, it's gotten pretty worn. But there's things like Harley wig, which was a $7 wig on Amazon that was dyed by a friend, which now has gotten kind of faded and needs to be restyled and everything. This is one of my favorites because Power Ranger helmets are really expensive. I got this at Barnes & Noble and it looked really cheap and plastic. So I did a semi-gloss clear coat on it, which gave it a little better look to it. And then I've thickened the collar so it doesn't look kind of bobbleheadish, but just budget stuff. This is in progress. It was given to me by a friend, but